Man, this has been the messiest recording we've done. Probably even messier than our first episode.
By first you mean episode 0?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty messy.
Alrighty.
It's really ironic too, because I was just today thinking I should really have a talk to Wabbles about maybe recording in a Discord voice channel and having one of those bots, like I think Craig is the one that I've seen people use, where it's a bot that will sit in the voice channel and then record the audio that goes through the...
We should try that sometime.
Because it would be a much lower quality recording than if you were actually recording it directly from your mic.
We could probably do it a bit better if we had do that probably for the live episode, because it'd be easier to set up than having to do the audio syncing live.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say we could just use it as like a backup for situations like this.
Yeah, I realized that. Yeah. Alrighty, right. That's time to clap us in for the first time.
For the first time.
Again. Ooh, hit my spoon. 1, 2, 3.
It was better last time.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the first time.
Yeah, the first time. Well, that was a long sip. So, follow up. Don't think we have much. I think for my bus collection, I now have my own little shelf in my room. I think I wrote that was the shelf that was in the show notes. It just I didn't have it when we recorded, and my phone hasn't died yet. So moving on swiftly.
Yep.
You have an article.
Right. So I found this article, a little while ago, but I was thinking we should talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it was interesting to me.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what it is, or should I?
Yeah, sure. So I think pretty much, in summary, so I guess the founder of this cryptocurrency exchange company suddenly passed away, and he's the only person that had a password to their big backup vault.
Right. So a crypto exchange, like the key difference here between that and like a
stock exchange,
like a stock exchange or a stock exchange app or something, would be that for stocks they're going to be making the transactions for you, but they don't store them. Like you still just have the stocks or whatever. But with a crypto exchange, it's like this is treated more like actual currency.
Yeah. So
the exchange, until you withdraw your cryptocurrency, the exchange is actually storing it for you like a bank.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they've got like their smaller vault, which they use for regular transactions when people withdraw and deposit and stuff. But they've also got like their long-term big storage vault. And that's the one that apparently this guy was the only one to have the password for. Yeah. And he died suddenly and unexpectedly. So
it is a bit odd that you wouldn't put something like that on a will.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like this company was particularly big, but I mean, it feels like if you have a successful-ish business, actually 190 million.
Yeah, not particularly big, but $190 million worth of other people's money.
You should at least have like a backup plan.
Yeah, it's big enough to have some kind of contingency.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, or at least have it written down in like some obscure document somewhere. I mean, I guess there is quite a liability telling a lawyer your password, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, like I could see why you wouldn't want it in your will necessarily.
Yeah.
But you gotta have it somewhere, like even if it's just like hidden.
Yeah. I mean, what I would do, I would set up like a super elaborate puzzle involving like locations across the globe that have some kind of significance to my life. And each one is a clue leading to the final location.
You're doing like a national treasure type thing.
Yeah. You have to go steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that movie in ages. But yeah.
It kind of makes me think of that I think it was like a children's book, but it has like puzzles hidden inside of the pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I think I heard of that, yeah. And then it had puzzles, and then the guy left the actual, like, the valuable things.
Yeah, they were like jewels that were like an emerald beetle and stuff. They all like looked like different insects.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I think his wife, I think she knew about one of the clues, so she tipped off someone that was looking for it, and gave them like a vague idea where it was. And I think it was like a post that when the shadow fell on the specific place, that's where you would have to dig at the specific time of year and everything. But yeah.
Yeah. She had some inside information.
Yeah.
Some of them I think are still missing. We'll have to see if we can find that. I just only vaguely remember it.
Yeah. Okay, I just remember. Yeah, I remember a family member talking about how they had found one recently. Well, not them, but as in like the group of people looking for them found them recently. So,
they said someone had found one.
But yeah, I mean, it kind of just shows you that if you have a vast fortune, you should have a backup plan at least.
Yeah, like I can't imagine there's a lot of like professional YouTubers even that don't have their passwords written down, or like a loved one knows like their password or something.
Yeah. I think the YouTuber Tom's guy, he has actually set up a will for his company and his everything.
Right, yeah, because a lot of them, when they get bigger, they get companies.
Yeah, he is like a smallish company that makes all his sketches and stuff.
Yeah, and you would think like it would be a normal thing for a company to know the passwords to the company account, but
yeah, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I guess they kind of weren't expecting it because he was 30. But I mean, you can kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a bit weird how these types of things happen at times.
Yeah. It also got me thinking about passwords.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, because I end up doing like password recovery pretty often.
Yeah.
For like family members that forget them.
Yeah.
And I have to like break into their email and like do the recovery.
How do I get into the book face?
Yes, that's what everyone related to me sounds like. It's a horrible genetic plague. The book face.
What happened to you, Scar?
One day. I just wait.
How do I get into this spaceship to Mars? Anyhow.
But like part of that is coming up with replacement passwords.
Yeah.
Which is difficult because I always try and get one that they're gonna remember, and it never works. But
yeah,
that's beside the point. Let's not get into that too much. But when you're coming up with like a password for something, or like a replacement password for something, in this case, all these websites have like different rules about what you're required to have in them.
Yeah.
And between doing that and reading this article, it was really making me think, why would a website require you to have a capital letter in a password?
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it for a second, you can realize, like, if there was a computer that was trying every possible combination, but it knows that you're required to have at least one capital letter,
it could Yeah.
that suddenly eliminates every combination that doesn't. So it's a
I see.
huge,
So,
there's a
you're saying
huge
something-
amount of combinations
saying-
that it doesn't have to try now because it knows you
If-
have to have one.
Yeah. So I see. So a website that requires, I what you were saying, like just capital letters in a sentence, in a password, just in general.
Yeah. No, I mean like it should still have the option to. And
Yeah.
same for like numbers. Like it should have the option to have numbers, but I don't see why people think requiring you to have a number makes it more secure.
Yeah, because then, yeah, that's a bit weird. Yeah, I've never thought about it like that.
Because if you could have a password that's all lowercase,
Yeah.
or you could have one with capitals, or you could have one with numbers and stuff, and the computer would have to check every combination of passwords that are all lowercase and whatever. Like,
Yeah, I think doesn't that how it works? It goes like a bit like base 64, where it goes through like just every single possible character and symbol. I think actually the more symbols you use, the more it has to count up to, 'cause based on how they make it tick. 'Cause there's that website, before I link it, it's actually really helpful. It's run by Dashlane actually. Today's but pretty much you type in your password and it tells you how long. So if you type in like A and it's like 2 milliseconds.
yeah, I
Oh,
never
no,
really
or-
trust those things. I'm always
See, the-
paranoid that you typing in your password and they're just gonna check it on all the major
yeah, I
sites.
think I don't feel too worried because it's not like I'm entering it into anything. So there's not like I don't know. It feels a bit safer, especially since it's with a website that's known for web security.
Yeah, it probably is fine for that one, but I'm sure there are scams out there that claim to be the similar thing.
Yeah, I think one time I just typed some random things on my thing on my keyboard, and I looked up and it was like 15 decoseptillion years. I was like, okay, so not too long then.
That's probably this guy's password. That
longer than the longer than the existence of the universe, and still won't be able to crack it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, passwords. I mean, I actually this I kind of was thinking something like similar to this the other day, and it's like, who kind of came up with the idea of like a password? I guess it's when the internet became a thing, and they needed a way so everyone can't access everything. But it still feels like quite an old way of.
No, yeah, it's definitely been a thing. I was thinking about that too at some point, and yeah, it feels like it's a very computery type thing, but
Yeah.
it's definitely been a thing before that.
Like, yeah, like before, if you like the classic, like someone opens like a panel on a door and they say what's the password.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess this one we've been able to have more complex series of characters.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
I'm guessing
it's Open Sesame or whatever.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably when the internet became more of a giant encyclopedia for universities or communication between research labs, and it came more of a, well, you push it, you boot up a router, it makes some horrifying noises, and then you can access it.
Well, you probably had passwords to your account before the internet existed.
Oh,
like
yeah.
your
I probably
login
like
password.
passwords, to the computer, because you can't have anyone going on there.
Right.
But yeah,
well before that, there's things like,
I mean,
like,
I guess
Rochambeau, wasn't that like one they used in the Revolutionary War?
yeah, the code word.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But like that's much more of just make sure you say the secret thing that lets me know I shouldn't shoot you, as opposed to, like, is that a capital R? Are you spelling out those numbers, or are those actual number characters?
Did you mean Rochambeau #21 I love dogs?
Yeah. Are there any $signs in this password?
Actually, what I also find weird is when they're like, can you only have passwords that are like 8 characters long? And it's like, well, now you're just like limiting it down like to an extreme. Because if there's only a limited amount, it could be. then the less possibilities they have to track down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what?
I do.
Yeah.
I guess I get. I mean,
But I
it's
mean-
kind of by the same logic. The having a minimum doesn't really make sense either.
Yeah, but I guess it's a bit like trying to protect you from having like a letter long password.
But yeah, it's. I guess I'm more okay with that. But
Yeah. Because
yeah, if it was like a set number, like you specifically have to have 8 characters,
Yeah.
that would be way less than if it was just
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess you see stuff like that more on like combination locks,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, what 4-digit number is it?
Yeah. So on the Discord, you've been setting up some stuff for a while. Well, it's been out for like a month now.
Right, but we haven't.
We haven't mentioned it.
Yeah.
But on the Discord, I didn't. Did I bring up the Discord? I think I probably did at some point.
Well,
Oh,
if
no, I
you're
think-
listening to this and you're not on the Discord, you should join the Discord. It's
great.
probably
We have
the best way to interact with us and to keep up with the podcast.
Yeah. The link's always in the description, and I think it's pinned to our Twitter. So
Yeah, it's not too
Yeah.
hard to find.
yeah. So feel free to come in and say hi. But also, yeah, you've set up like an achievement system.
Right. Yeah.
You trying to do a brief overview of that then? Quick.
Yeah.
the-
So, I was thinking about this for a little while because on Discord there's a lot of them that have. I mean, a big part of it is having different roles assigned to you that
Yeah.
will determine how high up on the little user list you're ranked or whatever. It's kind of silly,
Yeah.
but it's fun. It's a part of the platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of them will determine this either just arbitrarily by like the admins picking people or by just pure like user activity,
Yeah.
like number of messages sent. And I
Mm.
thought it might be fun to come up with a little bit more complex system to determine this. So we've
Yeah.
got achievements sorted into 1, 2, or 3 star difficulty,
Yeah.
and just the number of stars you acquire determines how high up on the ranking you are.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I have the most stars currently on the server.
Yeah, I guess we have kind of an advantage.
Yeah. I think I've done the most things on this list. But especially the hot dog, which is probably one of my favorite achievements. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you might be the only one to get that one for a while.
Yeah. Until
Unless we get
someone goes to London.
Yeah, if we get more listeners or some listeners that live in London, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, they're quite good. You set up a custom bot as well that deals with that type of thing as well. Mintimer.
Yes, Mintimer, the mintiest of Discord bots.
Yeah.
But the achievements are basically things that, participating in the podcast in one way or another, whether it's like being active in the book club discussions or drawing some kind of fan art or whatever.
Or we can just give we can give our award as we please.
Yeah,
The raccoon recognition and the doggo prize.
I'm a little bit sad that you didn't just fall for this one like I thought you were going to, because there's one achievement that each of us get to award however we see fit.
Yeah.
But once you've awarded it, you can't really retract it.
Yeah.
So my hope was that you would just be like, oh, well, I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna give this out to everybody, or I'm at least gonna give this to Ska right away.
Yeah. But I'm being strict where I put my good boy points.
Yeah. I was hoping you would do that, and then I could hold mine over your head for a while.
Yeah.
And not award it to you until you like jump through some hoops. But
Yeah.
You didn't fall for that. So
Nope. No, maybe I might give the bots one. They've been good boys. I mean, if you
I gave Mintimer mine. I think he's the first one that's been awarded it.
Yeah, he's the only other person that's been awarded it that isn't you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you haven't even given yours to yourself yet.
I don't know. I feel like that's a bit cheaty, but I might do it now just for bonus points.
Just to solidify your first place.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I do like the work you've done with this. Oh yeah, we still need to work on Mintmoji, but we can come to that another time. But yeah,
we've got a few emojis in there. So Project Mintmoji is or Operation Mintmoji because it's an ongoing.
But yeah, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a fun thing.
Yeah, come check out the server.
We might as well mention it here.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously check out the server if you're not there already.
So do you want to talk about Discordium or?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess. Well, I think we mentioned Timix previously.
Yes.
As like a little comic project I was doing.
Yeah, based on the Hello Internet podcast.
Yeah, that one has been on semi-permanent hiatus now. Yeah. For a little while, just due to inactivity.
Yeah.
But I've started up a new little comic project.
Yep.
Called Discordium.
Yep.
And it's an interactive type of comic thing.
Yeah. It's
So basically, I'll make a little post, and people will suggest what the character should do, and then I will accept some of those suggestions and make another page, and so on.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I wonder if at the end, are you planning on like putting these all in one? I guess you have the Discordium channel, where you have everything separate from Action. Where
I do. There's also a website. I'll put the link to the website in the description.
Yeah.
Or in the show notes.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to see where this goes because it's been quite interesting to see how everyone's been interacting with it, and I think people have taken it well, and
the turnout on that has actually been really good. I'm pretty happy with that. Which is exciting because I actually have some plans for this story.
No,
but
we will,
and even some plans to do once it's of what to do once it's concluded. But
you're hinting at a conclusion.
Well, look, I didn't want to try and make it one story that goes on forever because that would.
Oh yeah, you're not doing a Marvel Comics where you just keep going.
I think it, but I think it will get to an end, get to a conclusion.
Well, yeah.
Not for a while, but at some point. And then, at that point, if people are still interested, we could start fresh with a new story and new characters and things.
Yeah, I'm in one working on a story type thing. Because I've got my new drawing tablet and my animation stuff set up, and I need to do something to practice, so I might start up a project to. But maybe I might pick up Porcelain Quartz again. But that's a thing for another time.
Yeah.
I want to keep that one quite secret, just in case I do plan on reviving that.
Right. Do you want me to cut that out?
No, I'll just hint that of its existence.
Okay. Well, you should send me more stuff whenever you get around to working on it.
Yeah.
Make suggestions.
Yeah. That'll be good.
But yeah, Discordium, it seems like people are enjoying it, and it's just kind of getting started. So if you want
to get on before, you have to read back through 8 pages of convolutedness.
It's not, there's not much to catch up on yet. So
should I do mild spoilers of so far we've walked to a box and we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Link to that will be in the show notes, and you can join the Discord from the website and participate if you choose, or just read along.
Yeah, you don't have to do any of the actioning or whatever.
It's weird to actually be productive enough to have something to promote.
Yeah.
Usually I'm just sitting on here talking about how unproductive I'm being.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally you post a video about Hello Internet or Mario.
I have another one that is yet again in the theme of unrelated and of no interest to anyone, but I have a whole script written out for it, and I'm gonna record it at some point. Oh boy, that'll be interesting. We'll have to talk about that when that comes out, if that comes out.
No, I'm excited. Got my hopes up. Yeah.
Lower your expectations.
No, trust me, I won't. But yeah. Right. Next thing. So.
What a segue.
Apple. Speaking of seamless transitions, Apple released some new emojis of, I guess it was disability, and I do think that is quite cool. How emojis are meant to be used as a way to relate the human condition. Like we've had currently we have quite basic ones.
Yeah.
But I mean they have been memed up, so we have like the thinking face meme is quite good.
Right.
And that could mean many multitude of things now. But now we have things like people in wheelchairs and stuff. But one I thought was quite odd was a blind person emoji.
Odd.
And it's
odd because
it was like, oh, wheelchair, okay, yeah, that's cool. Someone with a guide dog, okay, yeah. Someone with a white stick, that I don't think they're gonna be able to. Just, there's an issue there. But
oh yeah. Okay, so like because emojis are visual communications.
Yeah. It's gonna be quite hard for a blind person to use that one.
Right. Right. Through like text to speech, a blind person can still use like letters.
Or Braille. I think there's Braille keyboards you can get where you can tell
that as well. But
those are quite good. But
yeah, I guess the computer would just read like blind person emoji. Like
you're not gonna get.
And they just have to imagine what the emoji looks like.
Yeah, it's like something you've never seen. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, again, there is a floating businessman emoji, so we probably do need to.
Hey, look, the floating business. He's not a floating businessman. He's a floating rude boy. He's a levitating rude boy.
All right. What's he done to you?
He's it's a ska thing. I
see.
I don't have time to explain this.
Okay. But Unicode
it's legitimately a ska emoji.
Really? Huh. Oh,
yeah.
I think I remembered something about that. That makes sense.
Well, okay, because it came out of, I think it came out of like Wingdings or something. But the reason it got put into Wingdings was related to like ska, and I think the specials specifically. I'm not sure, but
well, look at you with your extensive knowledge of one type of music.
Look, don't take away the ska emoji. It's.
I mean, maybe
important.
you could. What's that? Remove the checkered flag?
No. I mean, that one kind of doubles as a two-tone and also like
a
a finish line. Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's just a bit weird since they've added all these emoji.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen those. Disability emoji.
Actually, I kind of forgotten about them. I just saw people making a big kerfuff about them on Twitter, which is normally how I hear about things now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a robot arm emoji.
Oh yeah, they have
hearing aid emoji.
Yep.
Sign language. Oh, is that sign language for deaf?
I'm assuming so. And there's guide dogs, and they're good boys. But
yeah, I don't have a problem with that. It's just, I think it's probably going to be used more for talking about blind people than it will be used by blind people.
I'm imagining like a meme where someone is like, "Oh wait, how could I not see this thing that was right in front of me?" Then blind person emoji, which was a bit mean, but you know they're not gonna see it. That was me.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Like, it's kind of like when they added the skin tone options.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I'm still not sure. I'm just like that wasn't emojis were never meant to be like their own, like have skin color. They were meant to be
it was based
they're
bright yellow, like they're not,
they were based off I think Japanese symbols from old, when like if you had a phone they had like 17 different OSs for 17 different phones, but then Unicode was like, oh hang on, what are these? And then Apple had to add it because of Unicode, and then someone was like, oh what's this on my phone, probably, or something like that. There's a whole Tom Scott video about it. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it.
I'm glad you went through the whole history of emoji there. I thought for a second that your explanation of why they were yellow was because they came from Japan. But yeah, like the adding the skin tone, it's like, yeah, I mean it is kind of strange because like it's not like they were specifically white or anything, and like they were, then I would understand it a lot more. But
miscellaneous.
But it's fine, and like, and I see that like, people can use, for the most part, people will use the skin color that they are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're white, you use the white thumbs up. If you're black, you can use the black thumbs up. Like it's.
Yeah, there is that whole digital blackface thing. That probably will be in the show notes because that's a bit. That was the weird BBC article. It wasn't even an article. It was just a weird video.
I don't know too much about that. Is that just people misusing the?
It was actually just people that either used a GIF containing a colored person, or using a dark-skinned emoji when they were light-skinned, and it was like, oh, that's a racism, and it's like, is it really? Well,
yeah, that is.
It's imitation, I guess, and that's a gray area.
It's not great. That all depends on the context, I think.
Yeah, if it was like in a.
But that's. I guess that's what I was getting at with these disability emojis is, specifically like the blind ones. Like if you can't see the emoji, then are you going to be using them, or are other people going to be using them? And that's kind of like with the blackface, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's like
I was kind of unaware of that, I guess, but that's what
it
my
was
only
quite
concern
a minor
with
thing,
this would be, like, are people going to start misusing it? Because it's to use it correctly, for a lot of cases, you would probably have to be the one that it looks like that the emoji is for, that it's relating to.
Yeah.
And I just don't see that as happening. But maybe it does happen more than I think, and hopefully it won't get abused. But
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of saying that, like,
to think about, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of think of like the whole emoji thing being a bit like how like a video game character customization, probably to like a weirder extent, because that's like in a fictional sense, but this is a bit weird. This is more of a could carry some subliminal messaging, but anyhow, yeah. But I just thought that would be interesting to bring up, especially with Operation Emoji currently underway. Maybe we should have some. I don't know.
I'm okay with more emojis. And more
emojis are good. Yeah,
and more range
emoji
in what they can communicate, because, I mean, whether we like it or not, they are like a major like form of communication at this point. With like how much people use platforms like Twitter.
Yeah. Well, Discord is probably one of the bigger emoji using places.
Right. Well,
Twitch.
Discord has the option to have custom emojis and things.
Yeah, and also
but I'm saying like
Twitch and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying like mainstream, like casual, like people who
of
don't even
course.
use computers still read Donald Trump tweets because they make like
The headlines.
news. Like
Yeah.
they're
So
on they're on TV.
Yeah.
And like if he is limited on what emojis he can use, you know, I'd rather there be more options and more range, because that can ultimately lead to more accurate communications. So
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to them adding emojis, but
Yeah.
I do kind of see your point of like, can a blind person really appreciate and like a little mini image that's mixed in with their text?
Yeah, because even if they're like, they can still see it's just blurs. It's not. Yeah, it's not gonna.
Like
it works.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I guess if they can see well enough, like close up, maybe they can appreciate an emoji. But
so yeah, like people with like, tunnel vision and stuff like that. But yeah. But yeah, proper like blindness isn't gonna exactly
have the most appreciation of
a tiny icon.
Yeah. The emoji art form.
Yeah. The most, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah. Have you ever watched the show Luther?
No, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a BBC a police detective show. You know, there's a lot of those kinds of shows.
Yeah, there are quite a few.
But it's a pretty good one. It's probably one of my favorite ones of that genre.
Yeah.
It's starring Idris Elba, who's actually been in a lot of stuff lately. But something that drives me crazy about BBC shows is the number of episodes per season.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like I know you've watched some Sherlock.
Yeah, and that is like 4 episodes per season, but I mean,
is it 4 or some of them are 3?
Some of them are 3, some of them are like 5. No.
Yeah.
It feels like depending on what type of show it is, the longer the seasons are. Like I guess soap operas and police dramas, medical dramas, etc. have normally longer seasons because I guess they're not exactly following a methodical arc, whereas Sherlock was, or Doctor Who is.
Well, Doctor Who had 13 episodes a season.
Yeah, I guess that's a decent amount.
Yeah, which is like that feels like a full season, or at least like relative. It's not like in America a lot of shows have like 22 episode seasons.
Yeah, like yeah.
If you're a particularly successful anime, you can get up to like 52 episodes a season or whatever. But
it gets ridiculous at times. Yeah, but yeah.
But Luther is just driving me crazy because
there's a lot to watch, I'm guessing.
Well, no.
Oh.
The opposite.
Oh. I'm running out of things to watch.
This show has been around for 10 years now.
Right.
and it's had 5 seasons in that 10 years.
Yeah. Yikes.
And it's averaging 4 episodes a season.
Oh,
So
no.
that's 2 episodes per year.
Yeah, that... We aren't good. Like, once a TV show's hype has died, like Sherlock, we will release an episode. Like, it wasn't Sherlock... Yeah, Sherlock at some point was, like, an episode per year.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I get... Especially... I think Sherlock and Luther have the same problems where their main cast has, like, kind of outgrown the show, in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, they
Cumberbatch
couldn't
has
do...
been doing... Like, he was doing Doctor Strange and everything.
Yeah, like, they couldn't do Sherlock for a while because Martin Freeman was busy being Bilbo. And,
yeah, and now they're both being busy being in the Marvel universe.
And Benjamin Cumberbatch was busy being Khan and Smog and Doctor Strange.
And the Grinch.
And the Grinch, apparently.
Well, he's... Well, yeah, like, newer movies, I think... With the... So, yeah, like, there's probably not... and they're probably filming other things now. Like, Endgame.
Right.
But, yeah.
But it's just... It's like, season 1, 6 episodes. It's like, oh, that's decent. That's like... It's a short season, but it's like, they're kind of longer episodes, so I can feel that. Season 2, 4 episodes. It's like, okay, slightly smaller. Season 3, 4 episodes. Okay, I guess this is what we're going with now. This is the new standard. Season 4, 2 episodes. Like, that's not a season. That's like a movie. Like, you did a movie and you pretending it's season 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, another show that has quite a lot of episode seasons is The Office.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, I do like how like they'll have their own mini arcs throughout the season.
Well, they probably... What do they have, like 22 episodes this season?
22 episodes, yeah. And
I think that's like a more
seasons.
standard, like, American sitcom kind of length.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. But yeah, it that is awfully short.
Yeah, and that's actually all I've seen of it, because
Right.
the reason this is on my mind right now is because I started rewatching it just because I was like, oh, that was good, and I've only seen it once. I'll rewatch it.
Yeah.
And I got to the end of season 4, and it doesn't actually leave off at a very good place. It feels like
Really?
maybe they had more than 2 episodes planned, but they couldn't film it for some
Right.
reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I found out that season 5 just came out this year, and it's like
Right.
I didn't hear anything about this. I just was suddenly like, oh, season 5 exists now.
Yeah.
And I went and I looked it up to see like, oh, when does that start airing on TV? Turns out it's already aired. 4-episode season. Do you want to know what days it aired this year?
I'm guessing around Christmas time.
Yeah, pretty close. January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, and January 4th.
Yeah, we like having our things close to Christmas and New Year's.
But that's not...
But yet again, that's with more like Doctor Who and stuff, not with lesser series like Luther.
But
yeah, that is quite weird.
that's not how you do... That's not how shows work. You have no episodes for years, and then suddenly you have 4 daily episodes, and then nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, what a weird slot this must have in the scheduling of things.
Yeah.
Like, they could have done it weekly, or...
Yeah. Because that could at least get you through to February.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I missed it. Like, I didn't hear anything about it. It was just like, oh, that thing exists, and by the way, it aired like 4 days in a row at the very beginning of the year.
And
It's
now
like-
it's gone.
Yeah, and it's done now.
That's it. Was it like the finale of the show as well, or?
I don't know. Probably not. They'll probably keep it going as long as they can continue to get Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that's really weird.
yeah, it feels like they're meeting the minimum requirements to win awards or something.
Yeah, or something like that.
Like they want to submit the season to some awards for 2019, so they technically have to run it on live TV to
For it to count.
or something. So they just went
Yeah.
and did it on consecutive days. Boom, get it out of the way. The very beginning of the year.
It's like bam, bam, bam. There we go. Give me
That was a
award
season.
and money.
I promise.
Trophy, please. Yeah.
Like, how many seasons could you have in a year then? A lot.
Yeah. Like a very lot.
I don't think that's what the word season is usually used for.
Yeah. So I think with Rick and Morty, they will do 2 years, but then they will release them like every week or so.
Yeah. I would say
But
most shows
that's
are
yeah.
weekly.
Yeah, but it feels like that one, they just got everything up. They're like, okay, we need to just get this out now.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way of, because they probably have other things to do. And
Actually,
yeah,
another show, speaking of Cartoon Network, another show that has a weird release schedule is Steven Universe.
yeah.
Have you ever watched that show?
I've watched a bit at the beginning. I've kind of, by the time it got interesting, I kind of stopped watching television altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I'll tune
it's
into
gotten pretty good if you ever go to catch up on it, but there's a lot of episodes at this
I mean, I
point.
tune into the Simpsons and Amazing World of Gumball at times. I haven't actually checked out like We Bare Bears or Adventure Time. Well, I can't check Adventure Time anymore, but We Bare Bears in a while. But yeah.
Yeah. But Steven Universe, it's like they had like regular seasons, and then at some point they like stopped that, and they started doing this thing where they would do what they called like a Steven bomb or whatever, where they would just hit you with 5 episodes.
I think I remember
in a week.
I remember whenever I'd watch it, it would be reruns, and then they would advertise a bunch of new episodes coming out. That's kind of what they did with Adventure Time. They would just do reruns constantly, but then they will mention, like, they will do like a big announcement of, oh, there's new episodes coming next week, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Well, they'll do that with most shows. But yeah.
I guess it's like to keep the story, because it's like more story based than something like Gumball. But
Yes, Gumball seems to like it. Like something's like
Gumball's
follow
like what we were talking about
story.
before with like The Office, where it's like the characters and you can just pick up at any random episode and it'll make sense. Whereas Steven Universe, if you pick a random episode in the middle, depending on which one it is, you might be really really confused.
Yeah, because I've watched enough of The Office to jump in and know the context surrounding everything, but I haven't watched all of the episodes, so that I will still find new episodes that are interesting. I get that with same with The Simpsons. That's another show that you can jump in at any point and be like, oh, this is happening now. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess that's why they would, for a show like Steven Universe, why they would want to air the story like more clumped up rather than
spread out
like weekly.
Yeah.
But it seems weird because they've changed it several times, and it's like there doesn't seem to be too much of a pattern to it.
Yeah. It's
and now
weird.
I think they said that there's gonna be, they just finished whatever season they were on, and there's gonna be like a movie, and then maybe another season after that. And
right,
like traditionally when a TV show gets their scheduling moved around and like change what time it's on and what day it's on, and like
it's not going to be a fun time for that show.
Yeah, it's usually like the sign of like the show getting canceled.
Like they're taking it behind the woodshed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just Steven Universe and Luther, I guess, are two examples of like me just being utterly confused as to like what are you doing there? Like,
Yeah.
what? You have a 2-episode long season that feels like it didn't really wrap up. Then you have like a 3-year break, and then suddenly you have a 4-episode season that's aired the first 4 days of the year, like
that you've missed, and it's not like you
that
don't
you
have
didn't
access
really
to,
promote. That you just there's a season, like,
and you don't exactly have access to things like BBC iPlayer, so you can't. It's not like you can go back and find it.
yeah, like it's not you can't watch that unless you're in the UK, unless I got some kind of like VPN or something, but fake it, but
something could happen.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it goes on Netflix soon, because that's usually where I watch that that show
BBC
anyway.
Shows have got on Netflix already, but yeah, that is quite strange.
Just
weird,
weird scheduling.
Yeah, at least we're still consistent, man. We're probably
why can't everybody be as consistent as us?
We're a 1.5 man team. You're doing, yeah.
You're only half a man.
Yeah, well,
the truth comes out.
Production wise, well, yeah, actually, yes, I'm. But
is that why you're always sideways in pictures? You turn to face me, and it's like just nothing.
Yeah. Like, I always cover up the lower half of my body.
Yeah.
By floating upside down, to distract you from that.
I say that like I see pictures of you.
Yeah. I mean, the one picture I've actually put in the public Discord, I think I covered up my face, but then flipped it upside down.
Yeah, I don't think you were even sideways on that. So
no,
theory ruined.
I think I mainly go upside down, regardless. Anyhow,
you're an upside down dog.
I don't know where I was going with that. Well, currently I'm a bowling cat.
I've lost the show notes. What else was there?
MBP.
Oh, MBP.
It's going well. I don't know. Something. Wait till the end, you impatient hecklers. Should we get into the GARM section?
No, actually, I have something I wanted to mention regarding MBP.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is unexpected.
I mean, it's loosely related. It's mostly I came across this book that like really just screams MBP.
Oh, okay.
And
we're gonna have to try slot it in after.
Well, that's the thing, is like I don't.
Unless we do a break between each Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book. Unless we wanna.
Yeah,
do all 5.
we haven't discussed what book we're due.
Yeah,
we're due after.
Schedule we'd be following. I mean, and probably I kind of want to shift up the reading schedule a bit, because we're going. Because at this rate, we're going to be going through a book per year.
Yeah, at this rate, it's kind of slow. So this will be something we'll have to discuss in more detail like later. But
yeah,
but I will send you some pictures so that you can understand why why this is related.
Is it tea drinking for dummies?
No, it's actually The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde.
Oh.
If you're familiar with that story at
I
all.
think I've heard of that. Don't think I am. I think I've heard of it. Huh. Go on. Oh, I see. Oh. Okay, because I saw the cover and I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I see. So, for those who aren't looking, it's a purple, golden, green book. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
So it could be the official MBBC book. No, because the book we have currently is, in our little thumbnail, is purple and green. That's actually quite cool.
Yeah, it's got like a nice purple cover on it, and then the sides of the pages are green, so when it's closed, it looks like. I think the pages are normal pages on
the special Harry Potter books they released for. I think it was the 20th anniversary, maybe, last year, and the sides of the pages were the colours of the houses, so you could get, I think it was blue, red, and green. I mean, Ravenclaw's one was blue and yellow. No, that's not right. Yes, there it is. Then I think Gryffindor's one was red and yellow.
So they released four sets of them?
Yeah, they released. Well, no, they didn't. They only released it for the first book. But they released 4 sets, 4 different covers for the first book, and they were quite fancy.
Oh, just for the first book. Okay.
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, do. But I think you still get them. I might get the Ravenclaw one for obvious reasons.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think I already have the original copy of the first book, so I'm not. I don't know. See. But
got a signed copy of the third book somewhere.
Oh, that's cool. I wouldn't mind getting like some Ravenclaw merch. Not because I'm like a Harry Potter fan, but I think it's just a cool thing to have.
That's definitely on my list of books that I need to read.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No.
Because I have MBP. Like I have family members who have read all of them, and I've seen all the movies. But
yeah, my sister bullies me about that. How I'm like, I can't be bothered to read them. I've seen the movies, but she's like, no, you need to read the books.
Yeah,
it's like, but why?
Yeah, I'm aware of some of the differences. I've been in enough conversations about what the differences were.
Yeah, I think because I don't really pay attention to movies, I kind of miss all the names of people. So probably a book will probably enforce, but I'll have to read their name and get used to who they are.
Yeah. Do you ever watch that stuff with subtitles on?
No, I've never had to do that. Like, been in a room that's quite quiet or anything or anything like that. No, I haven't had to use subtitles. The only times I've probably had subtitles in a movie or with a family was I think we had a German exchange around. And just so they could fully understand the movie, we had German subtitles up, which was quite cool.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes I find it's nice to just have subtitles on, even if you can understand it. Just because
just for clarity's sake, I guess.
Yeah,
because if you could mishear something.
Yeah. And then you could also as like a result of that, you get a much better
viewing experience, I guess.
Familiarity with like the characters and their names.
Yeah, I guess so. Because if you're forced to see it on screen every time they speak.
Yeah, because it's like what you were saying with like reading their name as opposed to just hearing it.
Yeah, because every time they say something, you're like, "Oh, who's this guy talking?"
Yeah,
it's like,
or if they're talking about someone
talking to Schmeep Schmorp.
Yeah, especially if the character's named Schmeep Schmorp.
Yeah, I mean, Bleep Blop and Schmeep Schmorp, they're,
because then when someone says like, "Oh, have you seen Schmeep Schmorp?" then you can read Schmeep Schmorp and then like, "Oh, that's how that's spelled," and then you have an idea for it. Whereas if you're just listening to it, it's just like, he's just making a noise. I kind of didn't really understand what he said.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's more. Yeah, I guess update on MBBC. We're on part 6. It's going well. Well, we're up to part 6.
Right. So we had chapters 1 through 3 last episode. We have chapters 4 through
5 through 6. So sorry, 4 through 6.
Yeah.
I can count.
So I can count and read.
Schmeep Schmorp 1 2 3. But yeah.
I figure we'll put those at the end of this episode. But I was thinking, should we stop doing that and just from next episode onward, just have it be on the YouTube channel, or do you think we should continue to?
I know. I think so. Yeah, stop having it in the episode. I know, because some people do like having it at the end, where people will just listen to the whole thing in its entirety. I've talked to a couple people who've been like, they like the fact that, I mean,
Yeah, that's fair, because
It's
'cause
I think
that's
it's
the only way to get it onto a podcast app would be
yeah,
to have it at the end,
yeah,
unless we made
So,
it its own
we
feed,
should-
which we're not doing. So
yeah, it's effort. So yeah,
yeah, I guess it makes sense to keep it. All right.
alrighty. So I think moving on to the games section then.
Yeah, we will have to talk about rescheduling the MBP, so it
Yeah.
doesn't take
a
a million years to get through a relatively short book.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it'd be interesting to see.
But we're not canceling it, I promise. We're just probably gonna rework it a little.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Radio noise. So, so games we've been playing or whatever. I've been playing a lot of Warframe. It's been good. It's like third-person space ninjas that have guns and bow and arrows and also can fly at parts, but not always. I know
Yeah.
it's one of those grindy open worldy type game. It's like you have, 'cause how it works is like you go to a planet, but like there's a set set point you go to, and depending when, like, every time you go to one, there's a different mission there. So you get to know the maps quite well. Or there's I've been playing a lot of that. Yeah, with a couple other people. That's been quite fun. But yeah, I think that's for what Wabbles has been doing instead of important work.
Yeah, I've seen you playing it, but I don't really know anything about that game other than what you told me just now, which was a little bit confusing without visual representation.
I don't know. I can stream it on Steam at some point, and I can show you the ways of the frame of War.
The ways of the frame. Yeah.
The ways of the frame.
Or maybe
yeah,
you should maybe you could stream it on your Wabbles channel.
Maybe. Actually, YouTube streaming won't work better. I know. I still need to set up OBS because it's being a little whingy boy.
Yeah, that's something to work on.
I probably should get around to that, but I've fiddled with the settings so much I don't know what works or doesn't anymore. But yeah. So should we cookie it up?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Are we still doing this?
I know. Okay, this one might determine if we keep going with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just pop these wrigglers real quick.
So, if you go first... Oh, hang on.
That'll give you a few extra seconds to increase your cookie total. Is that what you're thinking?
Of course, yes, we're not going for CPS anymore, are we?
No.
Okay.
All right.
So cookies...
The stats page.
Baked. So which one is it? Is it cookies in bank?
Cookies baked all time.
This Ascension. Oh, all time. All time. So should I go then?
You want me to go? Or...
you go first, just so I can...
Or maybe you should go, because if I go first, you'll be afraid to go.
Okay. 7.039 quintillion.
Oh. Quintillion. I have 2.472 octillion.
So I think we're gonna announce the end of the cookie clicker. It's been fun, but probably we should. I know I'm gonna keep playing this account, but we should probably find another game like this where we can, but probably do it at a time where we'll both have a lot of free time.
I don't think anyone is particularly interested in hearing an update on how much you're being stomped into the ground.
Yeah.
Every week or month.
Yeah. So. Say goodbye to Cookie Clicker.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the
Cookie Click Off has been disbanded.
Yep.
Man. But
you
know what? I would be down, assuming we're still doing this, like indefinitely, and we make it to January. I would be okay with. I was thinking about this, like, we could start January 1st.
Yeah.
And-
Reset all.
Yeah, reset all, hard reset.
Yeah.
Start January 1st. And
Yeah.
then like wait until the end of the year to even check up on it, or maybe like one checkup like 6 months.
Yeah. On the middle of the year, which is, I forget when. I guess it'll be the middle month, so.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, that's something, that's a potential place for Cookie Clicker to come back into our lives.
Yeah, slight possibility. I mean, maybe we should pick up another game.
But yeah, maybe another game.
Because this one has flopped.
I just don't know what would be a good game that we could play passively and then like compete in at the same time.
Well, I kind of cow clicker. No, paperclips. I don't know how to reset that. And paperclips.
I've never actually played the paperclips one.
Really? Yeah. It's good. Yeah. I know it's all right. It gets a bit weird after a while. Not as in like weird. It's just there's so many layers of things. I'm not gonna try like I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah.
I always felt like Cookie Clicker was more appealing to me.
Yeah, because it's got a much more, I guess, simple whatever. Yeah, I am just trying to think of a game we could do that. There's only really like clicker games. Maybe it could be a game that we have to both be active in instead of a game we could leave for a long period of time.
Oh yeah. I guess we
I don't know,
could.
maybe
Yeah.
we might make.
I guess it could be a little bit like the if we want to have like a monthly gaming segment.
Maybe we
could-
should start up that MBG like brief concept we had for a while.
MBG. Yeah, we could do that.
But
we could make it. We could
we're not
make
making any promises.
the MBG similar to the MBK. I can't words.
Where we play parts of a game. Yeah. I mean, actually, I'm gonna close Cookie Clicker. It's too distracting. One thing I've.
Well, no, it would just be like a versus thing.
I see. I mean, one thing we've been doing for a while, which actually we need to get back to, is we were playing Portal 2 co-op. We've been doing that on and off for a while.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but we're quite far into that now, and we probably can't be bothered to restart. So maybe if we finish it like off on our own, we probably could remake it. Because I've forgotten everything about that.
The world's not really in a shortage of Portal Let's Plays, anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It'd be fun to see Timothy again.
It would be our son
God
Timothy.
rest his soul. And that is gonna be so weird out of context.
Should we put a picture of Timothy in the
I
show
think
notes?
he was on my old hard drive, so you're gonna have to get him.
I think I've got him somewhere.
Nice. Yeah. I know. We probably could do a thing. I don't know.
Yep.
We'll just see where it goes.
This is like
we have a
existential crisis podcast. Like we're basically just discussing how we need to rework every segment of the show.
Yeah, pretty much. This episode has been Reworkin It.
Reworking It with Wabbles.
Yep. That's a title right there. Well, we make 6 episodes of a podcast, then bitch about it on the 7th.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, we both have started some kind of game-ish thing, which is Neomob.
Neon Mob.
Neon Mob? Oh, whoops! I put Neomob. Neon Mob. That's like a card collecting.
Sometimes things get written incorrectly in the show notes, and
Madubi.
We make ourselves sound dumb.
I generally thought it was Neomob. I was thinking of like Neopets. Anyhow.
I was thinking of like Neo from the Matrix. There's just a mob of him. He's done the like that one guy where he clones himself.
Yeah, does the thing. Anyhow, yeah, that's been quite good. That's a game we've both been enjoying, but there's no sense of competingness. Maybe we could have a trading. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I think it's best to. It's more of a relaxing game. It's like
yeah, it's not really a game. It's more of a you click a button and then you can trade the things that you get with after clicking that button.
It's people make
illustrations,
sets of like cards that are their like art with different pictures on them, and
yeah. I mean, currently our profile pictures are from those cards.
Yeah, currently, but I mean, those will be changed probably before this episode even comes out.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
At the rate we change our profile pictures, like.
Yeah, but yeah, it's
But it's yeah. So you collect, you get like booster packs, like it's a card game, and you collect them.
Yeah.
And you can trade with people, and it's good fun.
Yeah, it's a bit of bants.
There's a little bit of like a time crunch though, because a lot of the sets, or pretty much all the sets, are gonna go out of print by a certain date.
Oh, what? Oh, heck. Big heck.
Yeah, like if you look at the set and you look at the bottom right, it'll say the date that the set was released and the date that it goes out of print.
Oh, yikes. I didn't know that was a... Oh, no.
Yeah, so, and you only get so many free packs a day.
And then you have to buy them. And yeah. You can sell duplicates.
So that
there's different rarities and stuff. That's probably the biggest part of that. But yeah.
But that going out of print is an important part because it it creates the scarcity.
Yeah, so yeah.
Because you could say like, why would I trade with this person for this card when I can just continue to get packs and I'll get lucky eventually and I'll get it. But it's like, once it goes out of print, it's like, oh, there's only 10 copies of this rare card in existence and you have to trade to get one of them.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like there's a massive conspiracy going on behind your back?
Okay, well, this is... Okay, you know what? Sure, let's go down a rabbit hole. We've only been recording for an hour and 20 minutes. Maybe.
Sorry, that was just a passing thought. I didn't really have anything to say there.
Okay, I was like, we've got some time to kill. We can have a weird, deep discussion about life.
I guess just a thought to leave you on, unless you are intending on listening to the
Oh, by the way, did you, listener, did you close that door earlier? Yeah, you should have. Anyhow.
Oh, that one they left open.
Yeah.
You talking about that listener?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. Sleep well.
Left it open like a fool.
Just, sleep with a, I don't know, some confetti. That normally scares, never mind. Ignore me. I'm just rambling.
Confetti, tinfoil hat.
It's
what you want.
But that was such a stupid thing to do. Yeah. But apart from that, sleep well. But yeah. I think that's been a wrap for this episode.
All right. The MBBC will be starting just after this.
Yeah. And thank you for listening. I don't think I've said that before, but me and Scar think it's great that you're here and paying attention to us blabbering about. Chapter 4.
So, just gonna start off by saying no mention of Arthur or Ford in this chapter.
Slight mention to what happened before was something to do with France, like the island of France, and it was like, well, it wouldn't matter because the Earth's been vaporized.
Right. So, Arthur and Ford presumed dead. The book is now gonna follow this character, Zaphod Beeblebrox.
The president of the universe, apparently, but he's not actually that important according to text. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I like that. For some reason, this guy is the president. Galactic president or whatever. But it's like kind of like we were talking about before with with like ebooks. It's like weirdly predictive.
Yeah.
in like a strange kind of way, because like I don't know, it seems like not that far off from the current US president, in the sense of like it's just this character that you would never expect to be the president is the president, just because it's not really, he doesn't really have any power. It's just about like drawing people's attention.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what Zaphod People Brox is
also,
good at.
It seems like they predict like live streaming with like the 3D camera which is hovering around filming him.
Yeah, and drones a bit. I was actually gonna mention that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like 3 billion people watching. That must have been like back then. You're like, wow, 3 billion people. But I think Despacito has 3 billion views right now, so it's like not that insane of a number to think about.
Well,
nowadays.
it's simultaneous watching as opposed to like 100 million people watching the same thing 1,000 times or whatever. But
yeah.
But still, you would think if he's president of the whole Galactic Federation or whatever, I forget already what it is, but you would think there'd be more than 3 billion.
Full title: President of the Imperial Galactic Government. The internal Imperial is kept though. Yeah, Imperial Government. Bit of an oxymoron, but yeah, it's Oh yeah, I love the. What I do like is how he's technically emperor, but the actual emperor has been kept alive. Has been keeping himself alive, so all of his heirs have died.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just have to keep himself alive. So yeah, but I did not expect this chapter coming. It seemed a bit random. Like it just ends with the Vogon construction fleet coasted away into the inky starry void. Far away on the opposite spiral arm of the galaxy, 500,000 light years away from the star Sol.
Yeah.
Zaphod and then it's like, what? Where did this come from?
Clearly it's like setting up a second path, which is gonna cross with the other path, but yeah. I also like the that two of the islands on this remote planet are called Easter Island and France.
Yeah.
But it's just sheer coincidence. I guess you could say the same thing about like the parallels we're making with like the predictions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, did he predict drones, or is it just kind of like logical thinking? Like, was Zaphod Beeblebrox being president commentary on modern politics, or is it just sheer coincidence, like the word Easter in some other language meaning, what was it, small, flat, and brown or something?
Yeah. It's weird how it ends. I'm guessing he said he has a paralosomatic bomb that nestled quietly in his pocket. I'm just confused about, like, did he blow everyone up? I guess I haven't really read much. Like, I haven't read much into chapter 5, so I haven't really seen how far that's gone as of yet. But like, I'm guessing because he says, "Oh, I'm going to steal it." Like, that's really truly amazing. So amazingly amazing. I think I'd like to steal it. Like how that and then it says an amazing, a marvelous presidential quote, which kind of adds to the fact that he was just there to be the fancy song and dance person. Yeah,
the whole time he's talking, the press is just trying to get a quote they can run like a headline with, and he keeps saying things like just like wow or like hi, like nothing really quotable.
And then he comes up and says,
right, he says that, and they don't take him seriously. Like, they don't think he's actually gonna steal it. They just think it's like, oh, that's a good quote. He's being his usual, like, rambunctious presidential self.
Yeah.
Joking about stealing things.
And then actually, and it does appear that whatever a paralysomatic bomb is, he lets one off. I'm guessing it's, like, wait, what?
Doesn't it say they freeze?
Suddenly a frozen beaming smile.
I'm assuming they're, like, it paralyzed them or something temporarily?
Yeah, because they were all just sitting there smiling.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't
I also
really
like
go into too much trouble explaining it though.
yeah. Also, I like how they use the Newsman gleefully punch buttons on their sub-ether newsmatic, but that's just like a keyboard, because like you can gather that they're punching buttons to like save the quote, but then that is just the same as typing it up or recording it. But yeah, and also we can the Heart of Gold, as they're called. Yeah, that's like a. She doesn't actually specify what it does it?
No.
No, it just says the
think
most brain-wrenching device ever, conceived.
Yeah. And
making the starship unique. But yeah, it's a weird chapter because it seems to add like a slightly lighter mood to the.
It establishes a bit more of like the setting of like the galaxy, but it kind of comes out of nowhere and just ends abruptly. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Let's see where it goes in chapter 5, because looking at like the first couple lines, it does feel like it's happening just after he's stolen the spaceship.
That is an interesting thing with this that I don't think we really thought about as we were choosing this book, but the chapters are like relatively short.
Yeah,
because I mean, like the book's not that long, but it's got 35 chapters in it.
Yeah. So it's like...
Yeah, they're bite-sized, which is nice for, like, reading time, like, between each recording, but...
If it's... 35, we'll be done with it by New Year's, actually.
But
Bit funny.
Yeah, if we keep it this pace.
Yeah, if we keep going an episode per month with 3 episodes. But yeah, it is surprising how short these chapters... Like, they're only, like... The shortest one has been like a page and a half, and then this has probably been one of the longest ones, being like 3 pages.
Yeah, but I guess the result of having such short chapters and reading them individually, is that you just sometimes you get one where it's like, oh, this is like setting up some new characters, and I don't know how this connects yet, but I guess we'll figure it out in future.
Yeah, it's a bit like
episodes. Yeah,
it's like watching a movie, but like you pause it every other like 10 minutes.
Yeah, or just like you're in the scene selection and you just pick a random scene and just watch that scene.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh.
Yeah, this chapter does feel a bit like out of nowhere, like because if this is a part that should have been like, it feels like this should have been right after the introduction of Arthur chapter. And then it went on about the world ending, isn't it? So I'm assuming that these two parts have to meet at some point.
Well, I figure they want to ease you into the like idea of space.
Yeah,
along with
and it kind of shows you
like it would be weird to be like, oh, this is your person you're relating to who doesn't know anything outside of Earth, and then like show you this galactic president, and then go back and expect you to get back into the mindset of Arthur. Like I understand why you had to get all that out of the way first, but now we're like catching up. And
you can't tell where this like story is going. Like there's some kind of like intergalactic, I guess mutiny in a way, but it's the higher up. Well, he's not exactly a higher up, but yeah, no, you can kind of tell. I think probably I'm going to be completely wrong, and this is just some kind of weird thing to set up Zaphod and his personality and everything. But yeah, no. There's also a good chapter at setting up like how Douglas Adams can set up a planet quite well, and describe where it is and everything, as if you're like, oh yeah, of course, there was like, what's the name of the planet he goes to? There's, oh yeah, of course, like the Damagran, like he just says it as if you like when you ask someone where they live, like just in general, and then they're like, oh yeah, this place, and you're like, oh yeah, there. Like, I have no idea where you live.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah, at least with this one though, you get a fair amount of description of it, and you get the idea that it's like this sort of desolate, remote place that they selected for this testing ground.
Yeah, yeah. And that it's a big empty planet that no one would suspect.
It's like mostly ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess as a closing note, I did like the hula voo.
Oh, right. I'm trying to remember whether that was... I remember reading something like that. Oh my gosh, where? I was going to say, just another note is I do like how much detail Douglas Adams goes into about all his, like, character flaws, where it's like the manic self-publicist, terribly bad at personal relationships, often thought to be completely out to lunch president. Question mark. It was
I like
quite
that
funny.
description. Completely out to lunch.
Actually, it also does a good job of like describing him. Like it's like, oh, his third prosthetic arm he got. Or then, I do find it weird how in the middle of the chapter they just say, oh yeah, he's got 2 heads, just randomly.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he shows off he always shows off the second of his, yeah.
Yeah, like the press seems to have like a favorite head.
Oh, I remember the hula voo in Incredible. Oh yeah, the super intelligent shade of blue. That was quite funny.
A hula voo is a super intelligent shade of the color blue.
And it just floated there. Like what it said in a prism, because it was saying how everyone together. Yeah. What was it? It said something like about how they were all in their best dress.
Yeah,
And
they're all
hula voo
wearing
was-
their multicolored ceremonial lab coats, except the hula voo, which had been refracted into a freestanding prism.
Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, it is quite strange that
There's all these like scientists, and then there's just like a blue cube on a table.
yeah.
It's just a really smart shade of blue.
Yeah. Chapter 5. No, it does actually. It continues on from chapter 3, right? I think.
Yeah. So we get back. We finally.
So,
I mean,
Earth
it
has
was
just
one
been
chapter,
destroyed.
but
Yeah.
Earth has been
so-
destroyed, and we're back with Arthur and Ford.
Yeah. It feels like it's doing like a back and forth throughout. Like the first bit of the chapter, it goes for a bit about Vogon Jeltz, and then back to Arthur and Ford, who are back. They teleported into a room filled with living mattresses and old underwear.
Right, the Dentrausi?
Yeah. That's the name of the chefs.
Yeah. So they're it's a Vogon ship, but the Dentrausi are the hired catering or whatever,
Yeah.
which are the ones that let them on board just to annoy the Vogons.
Yeah.
You're right. It starts with a little description about
Prostetnik, Vogon Jeltz.
yeah, the Vogon like captain or whatever.
Yeah.
And
But-
also talking about the Vogue sphere.
Right. And also talks about like how Vogon's just like, is it them that came out the water one day unevolved, and then they've just been left for the rest of eternity.
Yeah.
Just as, and then would just do surgery on each other to improve each other's
Yeah.
appearance and
That's
ability.
like the home planet of the Vogons, the Vogue sphere.
Yeah.
It's like basically nature decided it made a mistake and just left them as like blobs and never tried to adapt them any further.
Yeah.
And instead made all these like beautiful creatures. Like
Yeah.
what was the elk was the best one. It was like
Oh, where is it?
Gazelle.
Oh yeah.
Elegant gazelle creatures with silken coats and dewy eyes, which the Vogons would catch and sit on. They were no
They
use
would
as
break their
transportation
backs.
because their backs would snap instantly, but the Vogons sat on them anyway.
What's
Like-
the part? Yeah. Also, this one, it gives you a bit of insight into Ford's background.
Oh yeah, it talks about his
grandfather and his grandfather and his father
Yeah.
and his original name, and and it talks about whatever a harung was and why it decided to collapse.
Yeah, so I guess he's from Beetlejuice 7 or something?
Yeah.
And that's
And he moved to, that's the...
been destroyed somehow.
Yeah. Oh, I do like the bit where it's talking about how Ford has never understood how humans will just randomly state things that are seemingly obvious.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice day, or you're very tall, or oh dear, you've seemed to have fallen down a 30-foot well. Are you all right? And stuff like that, which is quite funny.
We do tend to state things that are obvious.
Yeah. And they have that little back and forth, like, yes, it's dark.
And the
and
peanuts in the beer actually
yeah,
get
they were
explained.
to do with... Yeah. I did think there was some... they don't normally reference random items without having some kind of major importance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Arthur is also introduced to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Right.
Which is quite... It's like...
He actually refers to it as... He says it's like an electronic book.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny.
Yeah.
To look back on.
So it seems way too overcomplicated. Like, he pushes a series of buttons, then he pushes another button, and then to turn a page, he pushes several other buttons.
Yeah.
And so on and so on.
Well, because it's not a touch screen. That would be silly.
No, yeah, of course. What type of future technology is that? I was like, I do like the bit where he's like, I like the cover, don't panic. It was the first helpful, intelligible thing anybody said to me all day. Which, is true.
I mean, I saw that as kind of being rude to Ford, who's, like, been explaining things as best he can and literally saving his life, getting him off the planet before it's evaporated. But, sure, Arthur, this book is the first intelligible thing anyone said to you. I don't know. It's just silly.
And
also,
then there's a whole bit,
the bit about the teasers.
Oh yeah, it was talking about a teaser. These are rich kids with nothing better to do, and they and then they buzz them.
Right. It's like basically every alien abduction story or like alien UFO sighting or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just some like rich kid playing a practical joke on a planet that hasn't contacted alien life.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
Let's put on a bunch of fake antennas and make crop circles and stuff. Perfect.
Also, I like how it just leaves this on no account allow Vogon to read poetry to you, and it just ends there on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy entry, which is quite funny.
Yeah.
I also do like how just how the mattresses what does it say? It says there are very few cases where they've come back to life.
Right, yeah. It's like there's really nothing to worry about that mattress because after they're grown, they're like properly killed and dried. Dried very thoroughly. And, like I guess they grow their mattresses. Which kind of makes sense. Like, if you just wanted like a large spongy thing, like there's probably a way you could grow that.
Yeah, just Or I do like the little like character back and forth. Yeah, actually, for that I kind of just imagine just a swampland, but there's just a bunch of mattresses with legs running around. And just the guy comes out with a rifle. And anyway, I do like the little back and forth they have about Ford stood up. We're safe, he said. Oh, good, said Arthur. We're in a small galley cabin, said Ford, in one of the spaceships of the Vogon constructor fleet. This is obviously some strange usage of the word safe that I've previously unaware of.
Yeah. That was a good line.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
I guess that's about it. Although I was gonna say, in my version, there's some footnotes. I don't know if I assume that's in all versions of it, but
the one where it talks about Ford Prefect's original name.
Yeah, and I think there was a footnote in the previous chapter as well.
What specifically the president did.
Yeah.
Full title. Yeah.
I love that they're written in the same kind of voice. Like it's the footnotes themselves are actually kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, in a comedic fashion.
Yeah.
See, there was like I'd say there was a good little back and forth like around the meaning of safe, where you can kind of tell that. I guess it feels like the way I read it, it feels like they were having like a little sarcastic back and forth, which is weird for Ford, but it was a bit like, oh, did a bug-eyed monster come and pick us up, and it's like, and they have like a nice little look. I guess Arthur's being witty, but at the same time, Ford is like, it feels like he is.
It feels like he is, but if you think about it, like he might be being completely serious.
Yeah, because he doesn't take sarcasm like it,
because the Vogon actually is green, well. And like
the ones that picked him up were it's called the
Dentrasi. I guess it doesn't say. Maybe they're green too, but yeah.
But yeah. And then oh yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I haven't added that yet about the Dentrasi hating the Vogons, so they'll do anything involving picking up hitchhikers.
Yeah, that seems like an important note to add to the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
Like an actual tip about hitchhiking seems kind of crucial.
Yeah, and it's like, unfortunately, yeah. I do I came for a week and got stuck for 15 years.
like you do.
Yeah. But I think that's all for this chapter. I don't like how it just abruptly ends. This is what he heard. Oh, of course, the weird yellow slimy fish you put in your ear to translate any language.
Yeah.
That was quite weird.
Yeah, I have a feeling we might hear more about that in the next chapter as well, because that was kind of right at the end.
Yeah, this is what he heard. Chapter 6. This chapter's it feels just like one of those chapters where the jokes are based on jokes from earlier chapters. I think
yeah,
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of these chapters, because they're so short, it's like a lot of setup.
The most specific one is, if you're unlucky, the captain might be serious and come down and read us some poetry. And in the last chapter, it said that you shouldn't let a Volgon read you poetry.
Right.
But yeah.
And and at the end of the last chapter, it's like, and this is what he heard, and then it starts off right from there
with howl howl goggle howl goggle howl 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 goggle howl goggle howl howl goggle goggle goggle. Oh, sorry. Let me read. Goggle,
this is
goggle,
an unlicensed
howl,
audiobook.
Goggle, goggle.
They're gonna
howl, slurp,
sue us now.
Ugh.
Because he read all the howls and gargles.
Should have a good time. The message repeats. Anyway, but I think this the audiobook. I think I'm listening to Animal Farm, and sometimes for some noises the reader will actually make the noises. There's a specific part, but I don't want to spoil another book whilst talking about another one. That just feels mean.
Oh, they actually act out the noises. That seems like what you should do for that situation.
Yeah, like. Anyway.
But yeah.
And then it describes the fish. That was quite interesting. Like, there's just this
the babblefish
giant page about God not existing and the babblefish.
Right. Well, okay.
Earth.
The logical argument was that the babblefish, being a fish which you can stick in your ear, and it will absorb all of the unconscious frequencies of language, and
the odds of these two events being related are
and excrete like a telepathic wave, which makes it so that you can understand any language, and what you were saying,
because it was something to do with telekinesis, but the odds of this were so impossibly small that it was a proof that God exists, and apparently God can't exist if there is proof of him existing, which I don't doesn't make sense. And then he dies of logic or something.
Right.
But
Well, it's
it's
that.
and then there's the bestseller of the whatever. Well, that about wraps it up for God.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's just that the likelihood of a creature evolving to be so convenient and useful. They were seeing as proof that this didn't happen randomly. That there's a God who made this useful tool for the universe. And then like the logical argument was God says he refuses to provide proof that he exists, which is a thing, like in the Bible, like he's not gonna show you proof that you're supposed to have faith. So if if this fish is like a obvious proof that he does exist, because there's no way this could happen randomly, then therefore it is proof. And if he said he wasn't going to provide proof, then he can't.
There is no faith.
Yeah, the thing is, we're both very tired here.
Yeah, and there is a kind of weird argument you could make against this, but that's like I can't be bothered. But it
wraps it up by saying most theologians or philosophers or whatever see this as a
theologians is like studying of the Bible, I think.
No, I know what a theologian is. I just don't know if that's the word it uses.
Yes, it's theologian.
Oh, it does. I don't have the book.
I thought you're like a theologian, like
I don't have the book on me.
Paleontologist, same thing. I love the load of dingo's kidney.
Yeah, that's what that's the line I actually had written down here was just dingo's kidneys.
I love me some dingo's kidneys. Oh god.
Most theologians think this argument is a load of dingo's kidneys.
Yeah. It's caused many wars actually because of its communication. It doesn't go on, but you can kind of assume that why that happened. Like say, maybe we no.
It's implying that like everyone in the universe naturally wants to fight each other, and just the only thing preventing them was that they didn't properly understand how to communicate.
Yeah, because if they... Yeah. I was thinking more like, because it has caused more wars, was because now people can understand each other. They can understand all the terrible things they're saying about each other.
Right, yeah. It's hard to insult someone if they don't understand what you're saying. We kind of skipped ahead to the babblefish. I had some things earlier in the chapter I wanted to talk about. So like at the beginning with the actual like dialogue coming over the intercom that he's hearing translated for the first time. The Vogon captain guy just feels kind of like he's just a bad boss that maybe Douglas Adams had at some point.
Yeah, like because these do seem to be based off like personal experiences and stuff like that.
Yeah, like he says, he's like, I worked very hard to get here. I'm not gonna have some freeloaders. Like,
and there was one about no one's gonna be allowed up the ship.
The shore leave.
Just had a very tough. No one's gonna be able to leave because they've had a. Was it?
He's had an unhappy love affair. He doesn't see why anyone else should be happy or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Should have a good time. Message ends.
Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna punish everyone on my ship because I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
That feels very much like your typical like.
I mean, I love
terrible
they've
boss.
got as much sex appeal. Yeah, I love the bit underneath. They've got as much sex appeal as a road accident.
Yeah.
Also, I like the concept of like hyperspace just making you trip balls essentially.
Yeah.
Like just Ford decided like his legs went through his head. He decided like it's you know those weird, like, sometimes you'll click on YouTube and you'll find those weird, like, animations that people have made, and it's like really distorted audio, and like the models are all like ragdolly and like phasing through each other.
Sure.
And yeah, I had that type of image in my head of like crappy Gmod animation.
Yeah.
Of just flailing around.
Yeah, my favorite line was like his feet were leaking out the top of his head or something.
Yeah. Even like the room had flooded flat around him and spun around, or stuff like that. But yeah, then he kind of comprehends it, the whole, I guess he tries to get in his mind that Earth doesn't exist, so he just keeps going to more insignificant factors. And then so it goes from the Earth to England to America to New York to a dollar to a Bogart movie.
I guess that's the one that kind of gets me, is like, because I sort of get what he's thinking here, where it's like hard to comprehend that much, like no longer existing.
I was trying to think of, I was like, as I was reading this, I was trying to like relate, and I was like, yeah, that's incredibly hard for me to grasp, because it's, yeah.
But the one that I think I can relate to the most would be like where he says like all the Bogart films are missing, but like really just any like media that you think about, or like even this book. Like you think
maybe
of
like something humans think is like completely untouchable, but like the entire internet would be wiped out. There would be no remnants of anything.
Like you think of like all of the writing, all of like Shakespeare and just any sort of like classic novels. You think of them as like sort of existing forever.
Well, what did get me the most was that all of this only existed in his brain now. And that's it. It's not recorded anywhere else but his brain. And that was like an incredibly scary thought. I guess it's a bit like how
like every
Ford is the last person
Dickens
of
book,
his kind.
every Beatles song, it's like the only remains of any of them would be what you can remember.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just, part of me would just instinctively want to start writing things down, trying to like recreate as much of it as possible, but on the other hand, it's like it's really an impossible task.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's still all the radio waves and like kind of like stuff we've launched into space a bit, so there's still going to be, because there's this website you can go on, and it's a bit like you can track all these radio waves, and the further out you go, the older the radio transmissions would get, which is quite cool. But that does feel strange, especially when I was like thinking about like I just thought that like whole concept was really strange, of like just being alone, I guess, but surrounded by many different species. You're the last one. Oh, then he gets like, they're like, oh, hang on, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy would have a thing on Earth. He's been there for 15 years. And then Ford was like, oh, I haven't written it yet. And he's like, oh, well, what did it say? So and he's like, oh, harmless. And then he like then he gets quite angry at Ford, and it's like, well, Ford was like, yeah, but we have to cut corners somewhere. There's 100 billion stars in our galaxy, and only limited space in our books, microprocessor. But then when he was like, oh, so you're changing it then? He's like, oh yes, I've made a good improvement. And it's like, oh, okay, yes, what does it say now?
And he's like, yeah, but my editor had to cut it a bit.
Yeah, mostly harmless.
No, it says mostly harmless. Earth.
And it's like
mostly harmless.
Or like how there's an in-depth log about an unevolved creature that has been shunned from evolution, that is incredibly ugly, has a whole entry, but a species filled with lots of culture and history is just harmless.
Well, that species never even took the time to go down to Alpha Centauri and visit anyone, so
yeah, I guess.
Do they really deserve more of an article?
Yeah, fair enough.